Here is a new Tier 5 Solstice gear farm of the day as the Solstice engram has rotated out. K1 Fanatics, K1 Underlings, raise up from the ashes, get off your seats. You've got 24 hours to farm this damn thing to get your Tier 5 armor, your Tier 5 weapons. All your needs are in K1. The best farm in the game right now is up on Solstice. So this is it. Card, right. People are confused on cards. If you are confused about A grade rating, which I see people are, come to this and it will tell you what score you were expected. What's the required score? So the required score is 950k. Now, why are B plus cards turning into A rank? Well, I'll tell you why. Number one, there's a time bonus multiplier, which is 15%. However, it's not just that. If you complete the mission that much more faster, it's not just a 15% bonus, it's more than that. The remaining points are accelerated on your score, and you get even more score because of it. So in other words, if you complete a B plus and you speed run a B plus with extra objective complete, and you do all the main objectives obviously in the Lost Sector itself, chances are you get a much higher score than what the forecast said. Yeah, so we are required 760k for B+. We're going to get well above that, all the way up into the 900s. It does not matter for me right now if I get A grade or B+. It actually makes non-iota difference. There's no difference. Apart from maybe I'll get more Ascendant Shards at A grade as opposed to B+. I'll still get Tier 5 armor, whether it's B+ or A grade, because I am a Guardian rank 9 and I'm well within 400 power level. And 426. If you're only 400 power, the game will not register that you want Tier 5 armor yet. I suggest you wait a couple of hours after 400 power, and then the Tier 5s start to drop. I remember being at 400 power and Tier 5s were not dropping, they were rare. And then as you get up in the power, they become more common and more common and more common. And then all of a sudden by 415, 420s, every single drop is Tier 5. And that's just sort of how it works. You're not going to get Tier 5 armor right away at 400 power. Remember that, but you still can. It's possible. It's just a rarer of occurrence for you, but for me, it's every time it's Tier 5, providing that I get B+ minimum. That's why B+ cards are turning into A grades. If you are 400 power and the card's telling you to run 440 power, try to run a 420 power card with an incentive on no starting ammo and stuff like that, so that the card isn't too heavy. I will tell you, if you run a Lost Sector at 20 power level delta, that is fine. You can still farm the card at 20 power delta, as in fast. Once you creep up to 40 powers or even 50 power level under, the farm is at detriment and you will lose 2 minutes a run at least. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. So don't go above at least 20 levels above your level with your grading. Don't get discouraged at 400 power because the game takes time to register that you are 400. Make sure that you have equipped every slot with 400 power. Even though you are 400, if you haven't equipped it, the game isn't registering that you are 400 power for Tier 5 armor. And Guardian rank 9 does persist to this as well. So now you've understood it. I'm going for a B+. So my card mod is simply Arc Fret. Why? Because it's an easy mod to counter and it gives me plus 20 combatant challenge. I've heard people putting Banes. Nope. No one will listen to you. No, that's wrong. You don't want to be putting Banes at all. There's no reason to do that at all. I've been farming ages now, as you can tell by 426. I mean, it's an insane grind. I'm halfway from 400 to 450. And I can tell you, I've stopped using Banes a long time ago. They only hurt your farm. They only get in the way. Fret mods are the way to go. And these other red mods are the way to go, like Hot Step. That's a great mod. And it does nothing. And it's plus 10 combatant power. Subtle Foes, I use that quite frequently as well. There's all sorts of little mods that I use. I sometimes use hunger mods, but right now today it's Stasis Hunger, Void Hunger. So do you see my point? Just match the power to your activity. Everybody's card is different depending on your combatant power. If you overlevel the activity, you lose points. I am losing points because I'm 420. So in order to get the card up, I've got to put a red mod. Look at the deficit there. So I hope it understands. You need to start looking at this top right hand side of the screen. Don't just look at this card. I think people are missing this here, up top. That's why everybody's card is different. Everyone's online in a frenzy. What card should I run? I mean, I wish I could come to your house and sort all yous out one by one, but we haven't got teleportation as a gimmick yet or as a technology. If we did, I'd be the best at it, but we haven't got it. So in the meantime, you'll just have to listen to my commentary on YT like this. And finally, Solstice mods, run fired up. It's infinite solar heavy ammo. It's infinite heavy ammo, sorry. So make sure that you run this. Now, don't be making a mistake of running a non-Edge of Fate piece of gear. Every single slot needs to be Edge of Fate if you are above 400 power. 2 reasons. Number 1, it buffs your score rating on cards, meaning that you don't need to put as many mods. And number 2, you get a prime buff drop rate from 1 in 20 to 1 in 8. It goes from 1 in 20, which is 5% drop chance, all the way to a 1 in 8. I have tested this myself. The kicker is you must run an Edge of Fate, blue ribbon, turquoise. I'm going crazy with people because they don't know what. They're like, what blue ribbon weapons is there? It shows you on the screen, look. Mint Retrograde is blue weapons. Outbreak is a blue Edge of Fate weapon. If you are confused, go to Collections. Collections will tell you what's what, but you shouldn't be confused. All of this is Edge of Fate's gear. Do not use Slammer, do not use Galon, do not use anything other than Edge of Fate gear for power leveling between 400 to 450. Everybody should be just using Edge of Fate gear. Everyone's falling into the trap of using Getaway Artists, Sympaceps. All that stuff is really hurting you and you need to stop using it. And there's proof out there showing us that, well, there's a lot of people talking about it now, that you must run Edge of Fate gear for the prime buff drop rates and for the scorecards. Alright, here's the armor mods. Double arc fret to counter the difficult arc fret. I'll give you a dim link. Double hands on. Some font mods. You know, we've got to go quick. I've got to get this video out. I'll give you a dim link. Weapons. Retrograde on for meta. Polaris Lance is on as a substitute weapon. If I need to get critical precision hits, this is on as a backup. That is my backup crit weapon. And Unwavering Duty means I've got infinite LMG ammo because of fired up. So this is good. As if I need to get a lot of kills, like say it's 60 combatants, I ain't backing out. I'll do it, no problem. It'll only take me an extra 30 seconds. By the time I melt ads with this LMG, I'm good. Anyways, I'm using Wormgod Caress because it's Edge of Fate based. This seems to be fantastically powerful with Solar Hammer Titan. It's incredibly powerful with Burning Fists. Hammer of Sol, Rally Barricade, Throwing Hammer, Healing Aid, Soul Invictus, Roaring Flames, Ember of Torches, Ashes, Empyrean Solace. We are using Solar Titan to cheese K1. That is on. I recommend if you're farming on a Hunter today, if it's possible for you to go on a Titan, do it. Because you're going to save yourself a little bit of time, actually. I mean, it's not that much. You'll save a minute on your run. Every run will save a minute. But over the course of 2 hours, that's a lot of runs and that's a lot of time saved. Solar Titan is the best farm right now for this Lost Sector by a million miles, in my opinion. Yeah. Is there anything else to show you? Artifact mods. Radiant Shrapnel, Shield Crush, Fever and Chill, discount on Scavs. That is everything that you would need for this. I mean, I suppose you can overcharge your Scout. And obviously you want Barrier Pulse on. And that's literally everything there is. If you're specking for Titan builds, one last little tip. The best armor set to farm for on Titan is Paragon set. Because one of the two strongest builds in the game now is Solar Titan and Strand Titan. And Paragon armor sets are the way to go. Melee super weapons. Those are the 3 best stats for 2 of the best builds in the game. This is incredible. Go for Paragon armor for these anyways. That was the build information. On with the run. So quickly, immediately summon your Sparrow or your Skimmer and start breaking the Hive Crystals as soon as you can. I have had the RNG lottery of 15 ability takedowns. If you get ability kills, skip every single enemy and shoot only the Hive stuff. If you need to use a Healing Aid or a Throwing Hammer to get health whilst you're doing that to avoid the Ogres and what have you, then do it. This was my first run right after reset. Literally my first run. As I want to get this video out as soon as possible because that's how the portal is now designed. It's designed on a 24-hour basis. So this video is only, well, It's kind of only relevant for the next 24 hours. So I want this video to be out as soon as, so that as many people can take as much advantage of this farm in the amount of time that they have. And it's on the weekend when people are off, Saturday to Sunday. This is going to be an incredible farm for people. And Bungie's gifted you here because they could have give you Conflux. They could have give you a Bad Lost Sector, and they haven't done that. They could have give you Salt Mines. Now, keep your skimmer out. Keep your skimmer out. That speeds it up. 15 ability kills. I'm going to do them right here. You could argue that you could do this at the boss fight, but you do want a super for the boss fight. That's why I've got double hands on. I've got some mods on for that. And we're just going to get our ability kills. If you get 60 combatant kills, do it. But your run will be slower. You just need to take the entire run slower. And it'll be a minute longer because of the objective. Obviously, are we all aware, if you get the wrong objective, your run's over 3 minutes. It's easily 4 minutes. However, if you get ability kills, you're doing it in 2.5 minutes. Probably 2 minutes. I could get this run down to 2 minutes if I wanted. But right now, I've got other things on at the minute, and I need to be farming my prime buffs. And there's more things at stake at the minute. I just want to get this video out. This is how you do it. This is how you choose it. I've already made this video, but I'm going to do it again because it's the weekend and there's an update with the situation regarding Edge of Fate gear and stuff for prime buffs, and I thought I would figure out to say that at the start. Okay, we're going for our super. Yeah, this Acolyte's trolling me. We've lost 10 seconds for a prime. We've lost that Acolyte is a lot to answer for. He was backing up. What's he doing? Right, we use a super here. Sunspot will break the boss's shield. That's exactly what's going on here. It's no other super can do this, only Titan. That's why I've suggested. Skip off your hunters. Hunters, sit down. Warlocks, sit down. Go and read some books. You're going to need your Titans out tonight. Just grab your Titan out because it's quicker farm than the other two for obvious reasons. Anyways, that was a solo tier 5 farm as of today's reset. This is going to change again. I'll cover this again and I'll follow this Solstice engram for the next look at my score 954. Look at how much more it was than it was forecast. Hope you enjoy. Thank you.